see that question in your eyes. For what purpose do we remain alone in the dark?
I don't know if anyone's hearing this, but if you are, it's already too late. There's something else down here, and I don't think I'm going to make it out.
Beginning the descent. Cruising depth in roughly 2 minutes.
I just want to live. Is that so much to ask? How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. Obviously, I'm doing a review of Iron Lung, and the first thing that I want to say about this movie is congratulations to Markiplier, someone I've been watching for a very long time, for subverting Hollywood in releasing their own film, his own film that he funded and made with a very small crew, into theaters where it grossed way past its budget. He made this movie for $3 million, and as of the time I'm filming this, it's sitting at $46 million in the box office, still in theaters, so if you have the chance to go see it, please do. I am for sure going to pick up a digital and physical copy when those come out. But with all of that being said, let's talk about Iron Lung.
There is too much at stake not to take calculated risks. Eden doesn't understand that. You don't understand that!
The movie is about a convict named Simon, and his punishment for the crime that he committed, I'm not going to spoil anything, is to man this ship called the Iron Lung and go down into a blood ocean and do what this group called the Coalition of Iron is telling him to do in order to gain his freedom. And this blood ocean is on a moon. This thing called the Quiet Rapture has happened where all habitable planets and stars have disappeared. The only light in space is from the ghosts of stars that have long disappeared, and humanity is on its last breath. So the whole crux of this movie, and it is a slow movie, don't get me wrong, this movie is a slow burn, but the premise is like given to you as the movie goes on, so you're not exposition dumped all at once. So the first thing I will say is first half of the movie is very slow, but it's for a reason. It's because you need to pick up on all the subtleties, all the character interactions that are going on. And speaking of characters, there's one on screen the entire movie, and that is Markiplier Simon. Mark Fishback obviously is Markiplier, and there is another cast, and it's mostly done in voices. We see one other person named Ava. Troy Baker is in the movie. We've got a couple other voice actors portraying certain voices that he hears as time goes on. And another thing I want to say is Markiplier doing this movie, you don't see Markiplier. You see this end of his rope convict named Simon, and he draws you in. Markiplier does a fantastic job of acting this movie. I know he was working with Corridor Crew, learning digital effects and all that stuff, and I'm sure some of that stuff came into making this movie. He's been making it for the last couple years. I believe the game came out in 2021 or 2022, and yes, Iron Lung is based on a video game. The game is a little bit different, the plots are a little bit different, there's some things that are expanded upon, explained more, swapped out for something more interesting in tones with the story, but I don't want to spoil anything. I really think that you should watch this movie. I think that if you go in here blind, and you're a fan of cosmic horror, and you're a fan of slow burns, and you're a fan of character pieces, you're a fan of movies that take place in one area, one room, one setting, this is the perfect guy in a can movie for you. Oh my god, it's enthralling to be able to watch this person who is a YouTuber, who's famous, who's known for his Let's Plays and horror Let's Plays and all that stuff, fully embrace this role and become that character on screen. Like, you feel for him, you fear for his life, you're worried what's gonna happen, you hope he pulls through, and the stakes are very high as to because he's in a tiny little submersible bolted shut in a blood ocean on a moon in the middle of nowhere, and it's a very foreboding feeling, and the film matches that feeling in that setting perfectly. We've got mood lighting, we've got very close shots. There's not a lot of wide shots, obviously, because they literally filmed this in an iron lung. Like, it's a metal box they put on hydraulics that moves around and all that stuff, so it goes all over the place. And Mark was in that film for the whole movie, and it also set a record for the most blood on film. So not only is it one of the most highest grossing films based on budget to what it's made, it also set a record for the blood used in the movie, which says everything about this. I mean, it's set in a freaking blood ocean. Like, you have to use blood. And I can't really talk about a lot without giving away spoilers. There's just like bits and pieces that you pick up. He's from this group called Eden, and he was raised a certain way in the Coalition of Iron. They were raised another way, and the only people left were on spaceships, on space stations, and everything is just a battle for resources. And when the resources start to run out, you've got to look elsewhere. You've got to figure out what to do. And that is why he's sent on this mission, because they found this blood ocean, they're seeing some anomalies, and they don't want to risk important people. So like, yeah, we'll send convicts down there. They can risk their lives, get the information that we need, and if they come back, cool. If they don't come back, even better. And that is pretty much the premise of this movie. And I don't want to give it away. It's so good. There is some cosmic horror, like I said. There is a reason that the quiet rapture happened. You get some hints of that. It's not fully explained. Maybe I'll do a spoiler video later on, because it is really fun to talk about cosmic horror. But he becomes the centerpiece of this thing's infatuation, this causation for the quiet rapture. And the end of the movie is just kind of blink and you miss it and it's over. And that's just like the game, with this build up, this sense of dread, this sense of foreboding. God, I loved it. I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again, actually, and just deep dive into it. So I'm going to give Iron Lung I don't want to give it a perfect score, because like if he had cut it down by like 15 to 20 minutes, it would have been like a 10 out of 10, just because while the slow burn, the pacing, it all adds to the atmosphere, you can still trim down a couple of things, a couple of shots, a couple of lines, and just make it a little bit tighter. So I'm going to say it's like a 9 out of 10, just for a little bit of pacing issues earlier on. But that's just for the general audience. For me, it wasn't a problem, but I can see how people can go in and watch this and be like, oh, that was slow, that was boring. It's not boring. It is not a boring movie. It is an enthralling movie. It's an infatuating movie. It is a movie where you have more questions than answers at the end, and you just want more. Or it's David Zemansky. That's who made the game. Sorry, not David Zaslav. That's a completely different thing. I'm correcting myself later. But the game has a lot of biblical ties to it, and those things were other than obviously the name Quiet Rapture, it is, well, the rapture's not in the Bible, so not biblical, but mythological. And some of those biblical aspects of the game were taken out for more cosmic horror, which I think lends itself better to the wider scope of the movie. So all in all, Markiplier, Mark Fishback, his whole crew, congratulations, you've made a fantastic movie, a fantastic video game movie, a fantastic first movie, a fantastic independent movie. So go support this man and his movie. Go watch Iron Lung. Buy it on digital and Blu-ray when it comes out. Just watch it. So with all that being said, keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ plus community. If you're protesting, be extra super duper safe. I love y'all. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.
I just want to live. Is that so much to ask?
Return to
mythical Walmart end cap.
Ah, Morty, you're still watching this crap, isn't this? To review figures and toys and stuff. Aren't you a little old for toys? Ah, geez, Rick, you know, I don't think you should call her a bitch, and I kind of like her videos, so maybe you should shut the up. Q, Morty. Q.